Welcome back. All right, welcome back to the CSM365 weekly NFL Breakdown review. It's the NFL CSM365 Blitz. You know what we're going to do. We're going to break down all the week's action, the action that was week number 5. Oh my gosh. You're talking some good games, some upsets, some heartbreaks. Yes, guys. Here's your CSM 365 breakdown, week 5 review in full throttle. The upsets, the comebacks, the injuries, the clutch moments, and what it all means for the upcoming week 6. Now, listen, week 5 in the NFL came in like a storm, but in like the words of a Miley Cyrus song, a wrecking ball. Because, oh my God, did you think that it could not get any better than what it already had gotten? I mean, from start to finish, we had heartbreak. We had people probably need to check their machines. People need to re up on their medicine because this week sent a lot of people, as well as coaches, into that apology seat. And we're going to get into all of that in the breakdown, folks. There was some surprise losses, some late game magic, I might say. Injury flags flying left and right. Some turnovers from some unsuspecting people who I didn't see coming. I don't think you all saw coming neither. Now, we're going to dive into every angle, who rose, who crumbled, and who's limping into next week. And then let me remind y'all, tomorrow is power rankings. We already have them done up. I just haven't scripted them up or put them into this video yet, but they're pretty much done right now. And let's just say these power rankings, if you didn't like last week, well, get ready for this week because I just said there was some surprise losses, late game magic, questionable coaching calls, and a lot of those injury things. So, guys, this is the weekly breakdown. I mean, I want to thank you all for coming through. I'm your host, Jay's Perspective, and it's Tuesday. So we like to come through and give you the Tuesday point of view, the perspective from Jay's perspective. And guess what? You're in the truck with Jay's perspective because, man, strap in. Where do we want to go? No more undefeateds anymore. Not anymore, folks. There's no more undefeateds. They have said goodbye. The Bills once, the last unbeaten in the AFC, took a gut punch from New England, falling 23-20 at home. Now that's a statement. No one's safe. And now, if you was here for the Monday Night Blitz, I did say that clutch upsets are the new wave in the NFL. Who's on upset alert? That is the New England Patriots, folks. They came through clutch and set it off. Didn't see it happening. Stunned. And then they had the nerve to have the whiteout. They was going to have a whiteout like it was Penn State. And we're going to get into the CFP because we got to talk about that whiteout with them Oregon Ducks going in there and upsetting them. And then you go to UCLA at 0-14 and get embarrassed. Okay. So nevertheless, Buffalo, one of the last unbeaten in the AFC, they take that L to New England. So it's telling you right now, this week, no one is safe. Folks, I repeat, no one in the NFL is safe. Meanwhile, me, follow me. Meanwhile, the Eagles' perfect season also bit the dust thanks to that sensational comeback by those Denver Broncos. The AFC and NFC remaining unbeatens are gone. Goodbye. The 72 Dolphins can sit down, relax, pop the champagne, relax. It is gone. There is no more unbeatens. Guys, it is. Let me get to the presentation because I got to bring it up here. And also, let me get to the screen. Hello. Welcome everybody. We got the Patriot Blitz. It's script up. It's ready to. We're gonna do this. I'm trying to debate. Do I do Patriot Blitz on Wednesdays? Do I do it Mondays? Anyway, the last of the unbeatens. Two. The last two of the unbeatens. I don't mind being on camera anyway. I don't care. Folks, this is what I do. Welcome to the CSM365 Tuesday Perspective with Jay's Perspective, baby. I'm here. And we're going to break down the review. It's the weekly review. Anyway, the Eagles had a game and they allowed the Steelers, not excuse me, the Denver Broncos to, let me see, what's a good way of putting it for a donkey? They allowed the Broncos to scamper back in, I guess, to stampede back into the lead and get the win. That was wow. Now, if you didn't think that was enough, wait, we get to Monday Night Football, right? Last night. Jaguars still won from the Kansas City Chiefs. We all thought Kansas City was back. I'm like, wait, the Chiefs are back. If we remember, the Chiefs blowed out the Ravens. I'm like, okay, they blowed the Ravens up. The Chiefs are back. They came out of the Sunday night game against the Giants and they walked all over Russell Wilson. And that was the last time Russell got to start. So we thought that the Chiefs were back. Well, Kansas City blew a 14-0 lead. And Trevor Lawrence turned a near disaster. The Chihuahua, or whatever they calling it, the slip and fall. I fall apart. He was and got up, scrambled with seconds left, and dove. He was touchdown. 31-28. The Jags win. That's the kind of clutch you remember. Just like when you seen the Patriots beat the Bills and you seen the time left on the clock, that's how you beat the Bills. The same way Jaguars go in there and they say, you know what? We know we're playing Kansas City. We don't have a chance. They're favorite. Everybody counted us out. Wait, let's show them something different. The man turned near disaster into a game-winning scramble with seconds left. They gave the Jaguars the 31-28 win. And remember, that's the clutch we remember. That is the Jaguars stealing one from Kansas City. Now Kansas City falls 2-3. So as much as we say the Chiefs are back, we don't really necessarily know if the Chiefs are back. We like to think that the Chiefs are back, but back where? We like to hold on to hope that the Ravens are here, but Lamar's injured. Wait, Buffalo just fell. So the teams that were highly favored in the beginning still are favored outside of the Detroit Lions are now the teams that are taking the back seat to the teams that we're about to talk about. Now watch this. Colts explode. Who? I swear I want my soundboard back. I want it back. The Indiana Jones Colts, folks. Yes, the Indiana Jones Colts. They roasted the Raiders. They made the Raiders come on in, baited them in. They baited them in. They said, "Come on, we're gonna get you in there." And then they tortured the Raiders. Listen, folks, when I tell you torture them, you don't play with your opponent the way that the Colts did. They roasted them. They took out the little skewer, got it right there. Geno did not look good. We're going to get into some of the stats. I have it queued up because, we got that. But I'm just saying 40-6. Gosh, darn it. If you're a Raiders fan, answer me. Pete Carroll, Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers. There was no Brock Bowers. Let me get my gripe out right now. Listen, I had him starting tight end in fantasy. You got. Okay, Raiders. Anyway, Jonathan Taylor torched them. Okay. Jonathan Taylor torched them with 3 rushing TDs. Big, big time bounce back. All right, big time bounce back. Their line didn't allow a sack, and that's not just luck. That's a performance. So, guys, when I say that you look at the Colts, they're that guy. They're that team. They're that guy that you look at on your schedule and you're like, oh, we got to take them serious. Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones, whatever you may want to call him, is not just a stand in for Anthony Richards. He's not just that bridge. He's just not that guy that has come back. He's found a renewed sense of ability. Same with Carson Wentz with the Minnesota Vikings, who he's injured right now, but they won. I mean, you know, it's Carson Wentz. It is what it is, guys. Cowboys and Jets. Oh my God. Now, when I said that we had upsets and we had comebacks and we had those things, right? All right, listen. Let me break it down. Let me break down the top storylines and shocks. All right. The Bills and the Eagles were the last 2 unbeatens. All right. The Jags upset the Chiefs. Meanwhile, the Colts, they just took care of business and beat the Raiders, blew them out. Nothing. There was nothing. Now, the Cowboys and Jets, despite injuries in key places like CeeDee Lamb, Dallas controlled this from the start, and they beat the Jets 37-22 in MetLife. Guys, I'm sorry. The Jets. I thought that they would get a W against the Cowboys. I did. I took them to get something. However, it wasn't the case, and I'm apologizing because I believed that you would. I should have known better because Dak and the Cowboys have been playing very good football, right? Yes, they have. Now, despite some key injuries, the Cowboys are moving right along. And dare I say, they may be bringing some it factor. They may have found trouble in the storm. Now let's get to our clutch and comebacks. Those who made you look. I got you, and I made you look. Let's get to it. Jaguars that final drive by Trevor Lawrence after a botched snap. That if that doesn't scream, never count us out. It does. It won't get your blood pressure. Look, I got to give it to him. He said I panicked. And he was honest because you could tell when he turned around and seen that when nobody was there, and he looked and he went to get like that and ran. My boy Trevor Lawrence tried to get away best he could, and he found the end zone. Now the Titans. This is where we get to the point where, like, some of these fans out there, you might have snapped or you might have went off because your team may have lost, may have pushed the button too hard, you may have took it a little too overboard. The Titans, they trailed 21-6 in the fourth quarter versus the Arizona Cardinals. Somehow, hold on, wait, water. Okay, I had to get the water. All right, now wait. All right, now listen to me again, please. Let me. The Titans, Tennessee Titans, trailed 21-6 in the fourth quarter versus the Arizona Cardinals. Somehow pulled it out. God bless the truth. Godly. I can't. Even Tom Grassi, shout out to Tom Grassi, couldn't write a great script up like this. 21-6 in the fourth quarter. Arizona Cardinals somehow allow the Tennessee Titans to pull off a upset. Their win was messy, lucky, gritty. It's whatever you want to call it, But as long as you walk away with a W, that's all that you want. It could be the ugliest win. It could be the least calculated win. It could be all off script. As long as it ends up with the W, who cares? The Tennessee Titans certainly didn't care, but the Arizona Cardinals did. And their head coach would go off on running back. DiCardio, however his name is, right? There will be a picture floating around of him punching him in the chest in rage because a week prior, Colts running back fumbled the ball in the end zone, trying to do a little showboating. You know, that little thing when they get to the end zone and they want to do the little stunt. Well, this guy did the same thing this week. And oh my goodness, his coach tore him a new one. But we're in the age of see it, shoot it, report it, say something. People are everywhere with technology, and somebody got the footage. And by golly, he has been fined. We put the news up on our YouTube page. Y'all seen it, reported it earlier. It's on TikTok. It's all on our thing. We didn't get in depth in it, but it just shows that he kind of got way too emotionally into it. I mean, that man was. I'm surprised he didn't get one. Like he didn't catch a reflex. Like somebody's, and then you just. All right, Denver. They crashed the perfection party of Philly. Their comeback bite. And that calls the coaching resiliency and guts. Because Sean Payton, let me tell you something. Sean, Sean Payton is y'all might as well stop playing with Sean Payton. He got the Broncos looking good. They get the upset, they send a message. And now they get lanyard, folks. They get to travel, and they play a very worthy opponent. The Broncos get that W and that clutch comeback of the day. Titans, they came through clutch despite what Cam Ward said prior to this. They asked that they finally whooped some ass. The Jags, they showed us that the Chiefs, they're the Chiefs. All right, now, guys, look, we gotta get to these injuries. This injury news, guys. Oh God, injury news. I hate injury news. The injury news is part of the game. However, an injury news is the part that we hate. Kyler Murray Cardinals briefly exited with a foot issue, as NFL.com reported. The Bills lost Matt Milano, a pictorial during and was mid-game, and he did not return. The Cowboys signed Jack Sanborn. The linebacker was ruled out with a concussion. The Colts kicker Spencer Schrader got hit with a multiple torn ligament. He will be out for the season. That's a big special teams gap. So now the Colts definitely will be looking for a kicker, guys. Trade moves and ripples. The Bengals in today's biggest news. And I will hang on. We're not late. We're here with the party. Joe Flacco, after you heard me on the podcast, on the show repeatedly say they need to go and get a quarterback. When they benched Russell Wilson, I said, well, they might as well go ahead and get Russ. They might as well bring Russ in. Or either at least go get Jameis. They decide to go and get the other Joe Cool, Joe Flacco from the Browns. They're going to send over a fit for a 6 plus Flacco. It's a stopgap move, not a long term solution. Wait a minute. This is definitely not a long term solution. This is not a good solution when you factor in the Browns. It wasn't working. I'm not knocking Flacco. However, it's not. I don't. eh, he's not gonna. I don't. They as peer reported by Ian and Shefty, they all say he's not going to be playing this week. Um, I mean, the Bengals acquired Joe Flacco from the Browns. Now, this is all for the heels of the miserable meltdown game that they had, and they just, guys, it was not going to be a good. You wasn't going to be able to sustain relevancy in the AFC North, much less the AFC, much less the NFL, if you did not go out and do something about that offense. I mean, yeah, I understand Jake Browning is a guy that's not like a terrible backup. But in the age where we have Mac Jones and they're talking about Mac Jones competing for a starting position, let's talk about it, guys. Come on, really? Uh, we got to start thinking about it now. You know, you got two presidential weapons over there in wide receiver, nice tight ends, and nice casting crew, and a defense that can at times perform. So you'll throw this window away because okay, we're gonna hold on to Jake Browning. All right, now we're gonna bring in Joe Flacco for this affair and let's see how it is. So again, the Bengals acquired Joe Flacco from the Browns after their quarterback issues. Now they're going to send over a fifth for a 6 plus Flacco. And again, it's a stopgap move, not a long term solution. Now, Baltimore dealt Odafe Owehe to the Chargers in exchange for safety Olehe Gilman and a 2026 pick. That's a signal defense regen in motion. A regen in motion. All right, okay, listen. I butchered the names. I know I did. I apologize, guys. But listen, Baltimore definitely has to do something with the defense. Your defense is what's killing you. Let's just keep it. There is no defense, bro. You are getting slaughtered. The Chiefs exposed your defense. The Texans exposed bro. We're about to get to these games highlight and reads, and Lord, you'll see they got beat. So I'm not even worrying about what the offense looks like. The offense is the offense. The defense is terrible. All right. So again, the trades. Joe Flacco, he is now a Cincinnati Bengal. The Baltimore Ravens have brought in a LA Charger safety in exchange for Adolphia Weehy. I I'm gonna just stop because I can't. All right, now we got a little statistical nuggets and some fantasy angles. Do-do-do-do. All right, the Bills' penalty issues: 8 accepted in the first half alone. That's going on the Patriot Blitz. Y'all had 8 penalties, baby. You can't. What I always say on this show: penalties and takeaways kill your drive. Penalties definitely kill your drive. You can have a penalty at the wrong time, and especially if you have 8 in the first half alone, that disciplinary breakdown to cost you the game. And what happened? The Bills lost the game 23-20. Patriots win. Marvin Harrison Jr. continues to shine despite his team struggles. He definitely came along. This week, he was better. Kyler Murray and him seem to be on some sort of page this week versus last week when they were like trying to force him to catch, and he definitely just wasn't there. The Browns leaned heavily on David Njoku as the receiver depth evaporated due to injuries. Now, the Browns wide receiver injuries are piling up. Both teams forced to dig into their practice squads. Now, see, this is what I want you to Browns to know. Why are we all focused on Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco being traded to the Bengals? Where is your receivers? Where is Jerry Judy? Who is your receivers? We're gonna go look at this because who is the rookie quarterback gonna throw the ball to? I see why you traded Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco probably said, "Let me get up out of here. Y'all don't know what y'all doing." And the Bengals need a quarterback. At least I can go over there and shine till Joe Burrow gets back instead of wasting my time over here. Hopefully, because down. All right, team by team quick hits. I got you. Let's go. You're going to care about this, I swear. Saints. Who that, baby? Let's go. Saints got their first win over the Giants, 26-14. I said the Saints got their first win over the Giants. Who that, baby? Let's go. Now, watch this. Hold on. Wait. I'm sorry, guys. Wait a minute. Hold on. All right, good. Ain't nothing in there. Good. All right. I'm just making sure. All right. The Saints got their first win over the Giants, 26-14. The Giants turned the ball over five, count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And that's enough to say yikes. Because guess what? You give me the ball 5 times, we're scoring. That's what happened to my New England Patriots against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They turned the ball over 5 times, they lost by 7. In this case, the Giants turned the ball over 5 times. The Saints made them pay for it. There was no, and don't get me wrong, the young man has potential to be a great starter in the NFL. It's just not time. And this is where you find out if it's time or not. Because if you throw him to the Wolves, yes, he did good last week against the Chargers. Fairly good. This week against a veteran defense who can do things, against a veteran defensive coordinator who, guess what, knows what, how to what, beat you. Okay. Dabo did not have an answer, and then guess what? Your rookies turn the ball over. Scatterboo was good, and in the end, you turn the ball over against a hungry Saints team who needs a win at home in that dome. And I'm from New Orleans, guys. That is a tough environment to play in. So you thinking that the Giants, and I heard the news, and this is why I'm bringing it to you. I heard the news when they were like, "Oh, start Jackson Dart. Give him the start against the New Orleans Saints. Don't start him against the Chargers. That defense is hard." Wait. No, start him then. But they start him against the Chargers. He does good. All week I heard this good news about Jackson Dart. He's doing good. We get to this game. Jackson Dart had flash moments early, 2 early touchdowns, but the messy second half, 2 interceptions, a fumble, and boneheaded plays. It was his second start. So I don't expect, and then you're playing a veteran group. You're playing people that knows how to outsmart some of the best quarterbacks. And you think that Jackson Dart, who just got the start, is about to do what? Come in here and beat a hungry team on their turf? Hell, my Patriots got to come in here next week and play the Saints in the dome. So I hope that Drake May has his boots strapped on tight, because guess what? We're looking to do the same thing. But to think that the quick flash moments from Jackson Dart, the 2 touchdowns early, the the, the scatterboo run, all that good stuff in the beginning was enough to give you a what? All right, he's good. But then when that defense clamped down, folks, you could turn the channel, came back, and it was the same moment. The Saints took over. Spencer Tata got busy. He didn't waste the opportunity. Him and Shaheed showed that they have a chemistry. Him and Olave got busy. Him and Kendre Miller with the handoff. Kendre Miller is making a move. Alvin Kamara, they on him. Every team's gonna be on him. Taysom Hill's back in the offense. So Taysom Hill, I don't think the Giants look far ahead and seeing that, oh, they got Taysom Hill back. Taysom Hill is that guy you put him in, you're like, oh, because whatever it is that he's gonna do, you have to stop it. And I like to see them try it. Now, the Cowboys took that trip to MetLife and Jets. This was my thing. When your coach was on the sideline doing that, do a little dance, make a little noise, get down tonight in Tampa, right? And you're still 0-5. You host the Cowboys. You have a chance. There's no CeeDee Lamb. There's all kind of weaknesses on the line. The running game is getting to a point, and you say what? You can't stop them. So dominated despite a thin roster, and so far the Cowboys are passing every test they throw at them. They tied with the Green Bay Packers. We thought Michael Parsons would get busy and do it. We thought it would be a Green Bay, but even Green Bay showed flashes, and then they showed a young roster, a young team. I don't hear that. Broncos, they're legit. Are they legit? Came back versus the Eagles, knocked off a favorite. Might be early, but they're trending in the right direction to make sense. They are making more sense than a lot of other teams. Broncos, Colts, Patriots, Seahawks, San Francisco, Jaguars. We're all wrapped around Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore, and who else? Who else? Who else? Arizona, LA Rams. We're all and Pittsburgh, Minnesota. We're wrapped around the teams that was on top. Now you look at the teams that are on top, and we're getting there. Trust me, we're getting there. Rams and 49ers, they kicked all this chaos off, folks. They kicked all the drama off. Battle for the NFC West. Rams battle for the NFC West. Rams came close but couldn't finish in overtime. This is why I was telling you about the come short. Like, come short. All right, listen. Stafford lit it up. Williams did set some career highs. and lows. The Rams fumbled the ball, turned the ball over. 4th and 1, they had opportunity, and Sean McVay thought about it. He said, "Do I go? Do I go? Do I go? Do I go? Do I go?" And he got there and he said, "Go for it! Go 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 for it!" He called a play in and he went for it. And on 4th and 1, the 49ers stopped him right there on the screen, folks. 26-23. 49ers get the win. They stop the Rams in overtime and they win. So turnovers, defense, back and forth. That's the NFC West. Them two right there do not play. All right, now what does this mean for Week 6 and beyond? Let's just think about it, folks. Momentum is unstable. What looked like dominance week? Excuse me. What looked like dominance one week can be cracked the next. Teams with coaching or discipline cracks, penalties, play calling will be exposed. Henceforth, our Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, all the top teams that we are all highly favoring, all show these roster tweaks. Injuries, definitely, we have some injuries around the league that are going to reshape how some teams play. Lamar Jackson is still out. Jaden Daniels is back. He's wearing a knee brace. How it affects his play, you can see it somewhat in the infinite in his play this week as he played the Chargers. And the Chargers defense, I don't know where were they? They were off. We had some trades. The Saints made some moves, and there was some more stuff going on. So before we get to the outro, let's get to the scoreboard. That's what you're out here for. Highlights in the scoreboard. So we can run these up. Hold up. Let's get over here. All right. You already know what I told you. Thursday kicks off the madness. 26-23. Sure-handed 49ers the Rams on downs and overtime, preserving their 26-23 victory. Matthew Stafford was 30 of 47 for 389, y'all. Guys, hold on, let's get over there. Let me click this game, okay? All right, and we're going game. Back game. Here we go, guys. So we see right here, Old McCorkle, Mac Jones, 33, 49, 2 touchdowns, 342. Matthew Stafford, 30 of 47. McCaffrey, 22 carries, 57 yards. Kyron Williams, 65 yards on 14 carries. Devontae Adams, he was clutch, but not clutch enough. 88 yards on 5 reception action. Why? Him and Mac have that chemistry from New England. Kendrick Bourne, former 49er, former Patriot, now back 49er, had 10 receptions, 142. Did not get an end zone touchdown, but he definitely was a main factor in this game, bailing Mac out, coming through clutch on some down the field throws and down the field catches and keeping the drive alive. And you guys know it. This game came down to overtime, but the 49ers pretty much had time of possession in this one. They did not want to get the ball back, and McVay, my boy McVay he was everywhere with it, guys. He was everywhere, right? He was a little bit of everywhere. But other than that, the Rams 3-2, now 2-1 in the division. The 49ers 3-0 in the division, and 4-1. Definitely making a statement because they're doing it on injury support. They not win nowhere, but they're pretty much on injury support. The 49ers are playing with a backup quarterback, backup talent, practice squad people, and guys, they're winning 4-1. So definitely, we can't say the 49ers are bad, but the Rams have Devontae Adams, Puka Nakua, Kyron Williams, who, well, we know the fumbling issue, but come on. Uh, and of course, they said the shorthanded. It was shorthanded. By this time of the year, most people are shorthanded. Eddie Pinero hit the 41 yarder, and he came in off the street. So 49ers are first place in the West, Seattle second, 3-2, and Los Angeles is third place. While Arizona is last at 2-3. Yeah, right. Sheesh, come on, guys. All right. All right. So the next thing for the 49ers is going to be the Buccaneers. Okay, boys. Definitely, definitely gonna be one of those. What's the name right there? A good matchup right there. Because guess what? And the Rams get the Ravens. I think the Rams get the Ravens get is the Lamar Jacksonless Ravens. So they don't get Lamar Jackson. They get the Ravens with Cooper Rush and a limited Derrick Henry because they're not utilizing Derrick Henry. Like they're not utilizing it. All right. Now the next game. Let's get to this next one. See this next one right here, guys. Oh gosh. hmm So our next one is going to be this game right here was just kind of weird. All of them somewhat were weird, but this just look at the score when it loads up, guys. Here it is, 44-10. Houston Texans 2-3, and the Baltimore Ravens 1-4. Oh my goodness! So at 1-4, no quarterback, potential hamstring sprain. I'm going down there. Say that fast. Okay. But Cooper Rush steps in, and Stroud is the guy. that looks like the storyline for today's topic. He is 244, 23 or 27, 4 touchdowns. While Cooper Rush was 14 to 23 interceptions. Zay Flowers had 72 yards. Derrick Henry, 15 carries of 33 yards. Nick Chubb, 11 carries for 1 TD for 61 yards. Christian Kirk and 64 receiving yards on 4 receptions. Zay Flowers, 5 of 72. Calvin Noah had 1 sack. And Edwards Jr. had one sack. So, I mean, guys, you couldn't tell me that this was going to be believable storyline right here. You couldn't tell me this. Like, you, you couldn't. That 44 to 10. 3, and this man, like, this was the answer. This was your answer. I mean, they tried to get Shador. He didn't want to go. But even if you did get him, I don't think that you knew that Lamar would get injured. And then this is a slippery slope because now 1-4, and you lost to AFC competitor. So this goes on. This goes on the docket. This comes down to later on, guys. This is trouble because guess what? Say you do make a run for it. Texans make a run for it. They get the better of the head to head. All right, let's get back to these games. Golly. So we already know that the Ravens are in trouble. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. Now this game right here made them go out and get this man right here. This game. This is the game that made them go out and get this young man right here. Because they did good. Not, I ain't gonna lie. I was waiting to see that. I was waiting to see if it was gonna be what we seen Monday night when they played the Broncos, right? And it's for all intents and purposes, it started out that way until the fourth quarter when they dropped 21 and they found some life in Jake Browning. He would go 26 to 40, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 251. Jared Goff was 19 to 23, 3 touchdowns to 258. Montgomery 18 carries for 1 touchdown. Jake Browning was 4 carries of 31 yards. He even ran the ball. Jamar Chase had 6 receptions, 2 touchdowns for 110. Amon Ron St. Brown had 8 receptions for 100. 2 sacks by Mr. Hendrickson. D. Barnes had one. I'm surprised the Lions did not have more sacks than that. And of course, we like to look at the betting spread. Look at that. It opened with 8.5 and 48.5. And all Lions hit too. Bam. 37-24. Despite Jamar Chase and him scoring, the Lions are officially the best team right now in the NFL. Not going to hold you. They are secretly the best team in the NFL right now. They took their loss, but after that, they've been on a pat. They went into Baltimore and beat the Ravens. When the Ravens were coming off a loss to Buffalo, and we're like, this is the Ravens game to get right. So this is an evenly matched team, and it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the Lions took it. So and watch them with this game. They went into Cincinnati and stunned the jungle. That's why in our power rankings, I'm gonna give you one note. They did shoot up the top of the leaderboard. Yes, they did. Detroit Lions, best team in the NFL right now. Now, this game right here is why I had my little gripe with Giants fans for a moment, but we moved past that. We're on past that. And it wasn't a gripe. It wasn't nothing bad. Okay. I wasn't mad at Giants fans. All right. I was not. It was just that I heard people saying, oh, the Saints, no, Jackson Dart and the Giants beat themselves. Wait, you're not gonna give the Saints credit? Are you not? The Giants put up two scores, first quarter, second quarter. After that, the Saints took over. They kicked the field goal in the first quarter. They put up 13 in the second. They couldn't get really like they wanted it in the third, so they had to settle for the three. And then in the final, they got it. It was 26-14. The Giants didn't even compete after halftime. What was Jackson Dart even at? And I got the fact, you know me. I got the receipts because I be going all over X and I got all of them. So don't worry. You're here for that review. Thank you for showing up. The CSM365 NFL Blitz Weekly Breakdown Review with your host, Jay's Perspective. Stay tuned, stay clutch. Jackson Dart would be 26 of 40, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for 202. Spencer Rat-a-tat-tat, 21 of 31, 1 tutty with 225. He went to Baton Rouge on him, 225, 225. All right. Cam Scatterboot, I need gloves. Get me my gloves. That's what he was saying. 15 carries for 59 yards. They didn't put that fumble up there, but now we know it's punched out. Oh, Kendra Miller had 10 carries for 41 yards. And Bellinger, the Bellinger, he was belling out Scatterboot. I mean, he was belling out Dart that day, and he had 52, pardon me, 52 receiving yards on 4 receptions. Shaheed with the beautiful catch and run. And believe me, when he caught it, it was off to the races. They was not catching him. He caught it and was gone. 4 receptions, 1 touchdown, 114 yards rushing. Receiving. Now, of course, Pete Werner got 5 solo sacks. They didn't even record the sacks in that one. The Saints get their first win. The Saints get their first win at home in the Dome. Welcome back to the winner circle, New Orleans Saints. I know it was good. They made some trade moves today as well. I posted, I reposted it on our Instagram and Facebook page, guys. Yeah, they released some players as well. Mickey Loomis is over there making some moves. They have the Patriots coming up. Yes, we're coming to town. They're coming to town. Dun, 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 dun. They're coming to town. Dun, dun, dun. I know, but no, just be nice. Okay, just be nice, New Orleans. Show my people some vitality. We coming to town. All right. Anyway, that's gonna be a fun Patriot Blitz for me. Anyway, now New York Giants. I hate my mic, y'all. I don't. I know y'all probably hate my mic too, but thank you for bearing with me. I thank you for bearing with me because my soundboard is not. It's not acting right. So I'm just straight Mike, probably suicide, but eh, I'm telling nobody. Giants, you need to really think about this because you have Jameis Winston. You still have Russ. You can turn this thing around and potentially save whatever you're trying to save. All right. However, I don't think that they're going to listen to me. However, 1-4, 0-3 in the division, and the Giants are now having to face the Philadelphia Eagles coming off of their first loss. Doesn't look like they're going to have any goodness. Now, this will be starting to show off with upset. Upset. I said upset. All right, I know. I got it kind of out there. Let me see. Denver Broncos, 21-17. 21-21. 3-2. 4-1. They really got after them. Now, I'm not even gonna lie. This was more or less all for Philadelphia. All right. This was for me to see the Broncos if they were for real. I mean, you beat Cincinnati because they didn't have their quarterback. They were struggling. You lost to the Chargers. It was a good fight. You lost to the Colts due to a penalty. We were still wondering. Sean Payton's your head coach. Bo Nix, he still looked good. But to go into that place, to go into there, to go into Lincoln Financial, and to pull off a 14-point comeback, you are up now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say you guys are like, you guys are like, you know, not gonna say because you did lose to Indy. You know, Jacksonville did beat Kansas City. You did knock out the reigning champions, but Tampa Bay, they on it. I mean, they cooking. So that's where I was finding it kind of hard because this was epic. It was tied 3-3. Then Philly went on this run 7-7, and then Denver 18 unanswered points in the fourth. Where did it come from? Where did it come from? J.K. Dobbins, 20 carries, 79 yards. Saquon Barkley, 6 carries, 30 yards. Oh, if there was ever a time that the Philadelphia Eagles needed not to have this misfortune fall upon them, it would be now. Not that it hurt them anymore. It kind of more or less exposed just pieces of those puzzle pieces don't fit. You know, you try and go and you put a puzzle together and you're like, oh, damn. That might be that. But damn, 114, 8 receptions for D. Smith. Courtland Sutton, 8 receptions for 99. So look at our quarterbacks. Bo Nix, Jay Hurts. It hurts. Yes, it does hurt because I had the guy in my fantasy stat. But I mean, guys, he did a good job, 23 and 38. He was slinging it, but where was the running game? 30 yards for Barkley. Uh, salute to Simone with the sports. She even said she's blame for the Eagles' loss. I was like, wow. Oh man. No, honestly, no. It was just that you can look at it. The Eagles fell, the Bills fell right with them. The monkey's off your back. Y'all can focus on football now. The Broncos can focus on football now. They can focus on not worrying about if they're worthy. You have climbed this spiral staircase of fighting and beating good opponents. Now you have to play. We're talking about it. All right, guys. Because it's like if you get to the point of the conversations that I've heard today about is Denver good or did the Eagles just? It's like the the Broncos were in the playoffs last year. They weren't a bad team. They're not a bad team. They are a pretty decent team. You add the right pieces and they're really good. Good. Eagles, they've been putting along each week, wanting somebody to do something like this. And they met their opponent, Sean Payton, and a team that will not quit. That's what the Broncos did. They said, damn, we can win. And they did not give up. You want to see that in your quarterback. You want to say, oh, wait, we're only down 14. Okay, guys, let's go out there and try. And by God, he went out there and he got it in. And when they scored again. Then they seen, oh shit, defense, get the ball back for us. Brought it back. Sean Payton is that kind of coach that he's gutsy and he doesn't mind taking risk, and he did it. It paid off. Now, if it didn't pay off, we'd be talking about it even more in depth, but it paid off. So they get the win, and it's not to be, oh, well, put the mark on their back. No, don't put the mark on their back. They beat a good team in the NFL, not for long. Hell, they can go out there next week and lose to the Jets. Look at what happened to the Colts. Look at the Giants and the Cleveland Browns and the Minnesota Vikings. 236 for Carson Wentz, 25 of 34, 1 touchdown. Dylan Gabriel, 19 of 33, 2 touchdowns, 190. Judkins, 110, 23 carries. Mason, who I was listening to when I was into the game, like highlights, I think he had went down with an injury in that game. 13 carries for 1 touchdown, 52 yards. Justin Jefferson, salute to him. He's finally getting back on track with his numbers. 123 for 7 receptions. Did not find the end zone. No gritty this week. And look, Joe Cool, 6 receptions, 1 touchdown. And they were giving him his flowers and crowns. There was some sacks in this game. And guess what? Dylan Gabriel, welcome to field. The young man was in there trying his best. He got to score. He kept them alive. It was a fight. And then in the end, Minnesota pulled it off. They only lost by 3 before. First game. And then today's news breaks. Joe Flacco was traded to the Bengals. Now you have Dylan Gabriel, Shador Sanders, and Bailey Zappi. Former New England Patriot quarterback Bailey Zappi. We're everywhere in the league these days, guys. However, Minnesota would be the NFL's London game, and it was nice. We got to see Wentz beat Carson Wentz. Wentz get the dub. We got to see the Minnesota Vikings fight and get back right. In this game, we got to see Dylan Gabriel and the Browns actually compete. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go forward. How everything looks for both of these, because now Carson Wentz went in during, I think, the second quarter of this game and went in the blue tent, but came back out and still competed. However, we're trying to see what's up with JJ McCarthy and his injury, which I think he should be ready. Now, guys, prepare yourself for this wild one here. Prepare yourself for this one right here. Prepare yourself. Because we're about to take a pause, our first pause. Our first pause. All right. Hold on. We're taking our first pause. You see that on there, right? Carolina Panthers. Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that first one, right? Okay. Yeah, but I want to make sure y'all all see that. Because that will be, we're going to get into this one right in 1 second. All right, 1 second. Pause for the cause drop. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to hit that one in 1 second. We're going to get to that. All right, and welcome back. Welcome back. Appreciate you for being here as we get back to this action. You see this on the screen. You see it, right? I know you see it. Now, this wasn't how this game actually went. By far, this wasn't how this game went. This game did not go like this. Okay? This game was not like this at all. All right? This was Miami starting off fast, 17-0. 17-0. They jumped out there fast. I was like, whoa, it looked like Miami's back. No Tyreek Hill coming off a Jets win, Monday night showdown. That game was a better game than what the Broncos and the y'all honestly believe that was a better game than the Denver and Cincinnati game. I'm just saying that game was better than that. Now, what I did not see coming was Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers were going to do by coming back. I mean, mounting a comeback and getting a dub at home. They got a dub at home. Bryce Young did not have stellar numbers. He was 19 of 30, 198, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tua was 27 of 36, 3 touchdowns, 256. This is where things got hairy. They allowed Rico Dotto to go 23 for 206 and a touchdown. And they rallied from 17 points down. The Panthers, the Carolina Panthers, who a week ago could not get out of the wet paper bag the New England Patriots put them in and shipped them off back to Carolina and could not find a way. But tonight, well, Sunday, they fought and bust Miami in the lip and caught back in the game and won. 17 points down, the Miami Dolphins lose. And they are 1-4 after getting their first win last week. The Panthers are 2-3. Now the Panthers beat the Falcons 30-0. And we are all jacked up about 30-0. And then they were like, oh, they're going to beat the Patriots. They just beat the Falcons 30-0. They're going into New England. New England looks suspect. Oh, wait a minute. And then when they beat New England, which never happened, they like, oh, New England is looking good. Then when Miami starts to whoop them, they're like, oh, the Panthers are looking. But then we sit back and watched a Dave Canales not preach to his players about not letting things spiral out of control. Following a 29-point road loss to the Patriots, they took that 17-point deficit and ate it and roared back and got a 3-point win over the Miami Dolphins. 2-3, 2-0 in the division. The Panthers. And I was just like telling my Saints fans, buddies, like, hey, y'all ain't going to go 0-17. Y'all going to get a win because you still haven't played the Panthers. But now I don't know if you guys really want to play the Panthers. they looking good. McMillan, 73 yards on 6 receptions, but Jaden Waddle in place of Tyreek Hill, he stepped it up. 6 receptions, 1 touchdown, 110. Chubb did get that sack, and that was an ugly play, Bryce Young. I don't know what you were thinking. He still has his mental errors he makes, but to fight back, and that's what Canales wants his team to do. And the Miami Dolphins, there might be a change coming. And there might be a change coming because like we looked at the Dolphins record. They're 1-4. The Jets have not won. The Carolina Panthers are a game behind Atlanta, and they beat Atlanta. Saints at 1-4. Now, we got wait. Let's see. All right, so guys, Dolphins have a lot of questions. A lot of questions. A lot of questions. Dolphins have a lot. No, look here. It's the Dolphins. We did Dolphins for the Minnesota. We did Rams. This one. Dolphins have a lot of questions. All right, next comeback. Wild, explosive, weird. What the hell moment will happen? Why did it happen? And what I told you is that, guys, even the head coach, he's being fined, and I can pull that story up right here. I can get that story up right here. He's getting fined right now. Let me pull that up. All right, now. And break that news to you right here. Here we go. Let's get that on the screen. All right. And of course, went. All right, guys, hold up. Let me show you out in here. So, I had to watch this 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 times. I had to really watch this and be like, to get the understanding of what the. Am I tripping? Maybe I'm tripping. But actually, nope. The Cardinals are tripping. No. So bear with me as we get this video up for y'all. Here we go. This is very interesting. Trust me, you're gonna enjoy. I forgot when insert one phone onto D&D.
In the end zone, all these type of things, right? I mean, you're not in there till you're in there. Why in the hell? Like, here's what I see with this kid. All right, I mean, it's crazy that it happened, right? But you're selfish, okay? I mean, absolutely selfish. And would you think you're cool when you slow down? Hey, let me tell you something, homeboy. You got had 3 touchdowns in your career. That's in 3 years. Get your butt in the end zone. This cost games. As soon as this happened, no kid, Shetty goes, oh my God, they're going to lose the game. And I'm like, yeah, you're crazy. No, you were right. All right, but this guy, get your butt in the end zone. You are a professional. Act like it. What the hell are you doing?
If you had $1 for everything you had to worry about while traveling,
Rex Ryan hit it on the head. Rex Ryan hit it on the head because the week before we had the Colts player with the same problem, and you thought that that got solved, but apparently it didn't. So here we go. This is
He was dead
their
wrong.
coach
Coach,
apologizing for his
100% dead
actions.
wrong. Take aside the fumble or the dead wrong. You don't put your hands on another man. You can be upset. You can be frustrated. You can say what you got to say to him. You don't put your hands on him. I will say, I felt that was an authentic apology. Like I felt like he meant what he said. I thought about it last night. I blew it. I made a mistake as well. I appreciate him saying that to the team, addressing the team first before he did it through the press. And it happens. I mean, I've had coaches fight. I've fought with players. I get it, right? Like it's an intense game on the sideline. But you don't ever put your hands on somebody on the sideline. He knows it. He apologized for it, but he was dead wrong.
So we don't really got HR in football, so it's a unique place. Like normally there are some things that are allowed to happen on a football team in the football field that aren't allowed in other workplaces. But there's one thing about hierarchy that always remains true is you can't do things to me that I can't do back to you. Right. So like in football, like Jeff said, I fought teammates. Teammates have fought me. Right. That's fine. I've seen coaches fight. They yell at each other. I've had coaches cuss at me. I can cuss back at the coach. Right. What you can't do is because what we all know what would happen in that actual situation is if DeMarcado wants to fight him, he whoop his ass. Right. So, like, you can't slap me in the chest and know that I can't do nothing about it and think that it's okay. And then we didn't even speak to the fact that it's clear that the guy is crushed. Right. He's right there with a teammate who seems like he's trying to lift him up. The one thing in that moment, I think that's also about being a leader, is you have to know what the moment calls for. Yep. Like you're doing what makes you feel better. And that's what's best for that situation. That guy needs to be lifted up right then, not slapped down.
All right, so like they said, he's getting fined for this. He will be fined some big money for that. I'm quite sure they're gonna make him go through some training for this. But like Rex Ryan said, you get your butt in. All the showboating. That's another reason why the NFL stopped all of the certain celebrations and certain things. Just do certain tasteful celebrations, and then just get the ball in and keep the game going. But this cost your team a game. This really cost them I don't want to hear it. Like this foolishness allowed the team the opportunity to get back in the game. Now watch as we get to this breakdown of this, because we got some. We're gonna run the news clips of today's news, because I mean there is so much narrative driven. But anyway, right now the Cardinals had a 14-3 lead. Then it turned a 21-point lead. And then there was the game. There was a fumble recovery in the end zone that led to a touchdown that led to a win. Guys, we had I mean, listen, we had a fumble recovery, punch, slid, or whatever. The ball was moving all around, and Tyler Lockett recovers, and it was a touchdown, and the Tennessee Titans win the game, get their first win over the Arizona Cardinals. This is when I say upsets and comebacks, and you can't make this stuff up. People do not get it. Like, mistakes, penalties cost you the game. Not only do they cost you the game, they will haunt you. And that video surfaced of him, and he will be $1,000 fine, $100,000 fine for that sideline altercation Sunday with Demarcado. So my boy got that. He's getting fined for that bag, and the Cardinals just definitely have some questions. We all have questions for the Cardinals, because it's like, what are you doing? Kyler Murray, he was 23 of 31 for 220 yards. Cam Ward was 21 of 39 for 265 and an interception. Demarcado, the only running game you did have, he had 3 carries for 81 yards. The run play that ultimately came back was the one that was the highlight of the game, and we have to take it away because it is bobbled. Calvin Ridley, 131 receiving yards on 5 receptions. Tony Pollard, 14 carries, 1 touchdown, and he had 67 yards. Marvin Harrison Jr., 4 receptions for 98. Him and Kyler Murray, like I said earlier, they are definitely getting some kind of rapport together, which I might say they're finally getting good, which is about time they get good, because guess what? Last week, they did not look like an elite duo. They didn't look like they were meshing well, or like they were a match made when they drafted the young man. So when you think of a wild week, when I say wild week, this is what we mean by wild week. Tennessee, winless, beats Arizona, who now is 2-3. They fall. You can't make this stuff up. Let's get. And then Miami, they gave up the 17 points, just like these people gave up the 16. Indianapolis Colts, Indiana Jones and the Colts. That's what we should just call them. Indiana Jones and the Colts. They the only ones who really, them in Dallas, Dakota and the boys, they the only ones that came through clutch and destroyed something. I mean, Philly, Miami, and Arizona, they all suffered the fate of I fall apart. Boom, 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 boom. Guys, week 5 was epic. It's setting it's setting up us for something more than just a letdown. It's setting us up for some new top dogs. We're getting a new changing of the landscape. There's not, I'm not, dare I say that, wait, not going to get too far. Time out, Jay. Time out, Jay. You're going too far. You're going too far. I know you said it's the Tuesday breakdown. You getting a little too happy over here on your first thing, but calm down. You ain't even got to the outro yet. Bring the fire. You ain't got there yet. Wait. All right, now this one right here, guys, was a good one. This one right here was a good one. A lot of chirping, a lot of talking, a lot of talking. We talking Baker. See, Baker Mayfield is that guy. Y'all, Baker Mayfield is that guy. They lost to the Eagles. They lost. It was a good game. It wasn't like they just died and lost to the Eagles. Let's get that straight. All right? Let's get that straight. And now, one thing I do want to say. This was the 50. Both teams had their throwbacks on. They represented. They both came in at the same inaugural season. Like they both was rocking their beginning. They were taking us back to the beginning. And dare I say, it was a slugfest. And without further ado, Baker Darnold. 379, 29 for 33, 2 touchdowns, Baker Mayfield. 341, 28, 34, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, Sam Darnold. I would have thought that Baker would have had an interception, but Baker has been taking care of the ball this season. You can't argue with that. The young man has been taking care of the ball. Now, these guys dueled it back and forth. Rasheed White, he stepped in for the injured Bucky Irvins. 14 carries, 41 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's a goal line magnet. Kenneth Walker, 10 carries for 86 yards. No touchdowns, but he's there. Now, the Ohio State LSU wide receiver debate. I'm partial because I'm LSU wide receiver. I'm sticking with the boot, guys. I'm from Louisiana. I'm from New Orleans. But these guys are cutting up this weekend. LSU receivers, I'm going to need y'all to step it up. I'm going to need you to step it up. We did. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Brian Thomas Jr., Kenneth Shape, Keyshawn Boutte. They had some nice days, but it wasn't like these guys. 7 receptions, 1 touchdown, 163. JSN, 8 receptions, 1 touchdown, 132. They were going on. Double E and JSN, them Ohio State boys. Yeah, they cut up. Baker and them were cutting up. And mind you, these two guys came in the draft class at the same time, right? Am I correct? Did I get that right? I think I got it right. The Wusu got him a half a sack. All right. Now, the Seahawks. The Bucks beat the Seahawks 38-35 in a duel. Now, we forever now have the Baker Darnold, the Mayfield Darnold, the Baker man, the IC Ghost, whatever you want to say. These guys cooked that day. And I mean, as we go to week 6, Baker, exception of the Eagles game, Baker and them have been pulling these last minute winners out. They double S for the last few weeks. And they're 4-1, 3-0 in the division. Seattle Seahawks are 3-2, 1-2 in the division. They're not bad. They're not slouches. However, we see what happens when you run into a worthy opponent. With the Bucks, they ran into the Eagles. And they didn't, and the Eagles outlasted the Bucks. With the Seahawks, we see what happens when you run into division rivals. Now, they got the ball and the chain, and they were moving, and it was a slugfest. It was a shootout. It was all we could expect it from these two, because both of them, with opportunity and time left, they're going to wield for the win. Baker, give him more of the edge. He's been doing this all season long. So credit the Bucks, 38-35. Seahawks, they still in there, guys. I'm not even going to count them out. But in that West, with the Rams and 49ers trending up, and now with a thirsty but desperate Cardinals, and the Seahawks already went into Glendale and upset them. So now, don't be surprised if they come up there to that up Northwest and put one on you guys, because they got your number on it, guys. I'm just saying. But the Seahawks are definitely one of those dangerous teams that you got to watch out for. All right, now we got through all the fuckery yet? Yeah, we got through the fuckery. We came. Let's flash this fuckery back, guys. Pay attention. Dallas takes a trip to MetLife. They upstage the Jets at home in MetLife. No matter what the Jets tried, it didn't work. They lose to the Cowboys at home, 37-22. The Raiders never got off the plane in Indiana. I don't know who showed up, but it certainly wasn't the Raiders, 40-6. That's what happened to them boys over there. I don't know. Miami was counting their ducks and their tickets and seeing who sat next to who before they even realized that the Carolina Panthers came back and was going to win the game. Tennessee and Arizona, well, somebody should have told the young guy, hey, hold the ball and score the touchdown, then celebrate. Because he dropped it, Tennessee figured out something, and then there was a fumble, recovered, and then you never seen one like this. Game over. We win. First win, Tennessee. But Matrix flashback. Denver upsets Philadelphia in a 17-point deficit. They pike their way back in and they get the win. Yeah, okay. Now, on to this game right here. Watch this. Thank you all for coming through to CSM365. NFL Blitz Breakdown, weekly breakdown, as we get you caught up to date with all the action from now week that was number 5. We had the return of Jaden Daniels versus who? Justin Herbert. Now, you would think that the Colts, they had a good one. You would think that the Tennessee Titans, you would think that the Rams, the 49ers, you would think that all these teams, I'm trying to think of somebody. Jaden Daniels coming off a loss. Well, he didn't start. It was the other guy, but he won the play, and the Commanders come off a loss to the Falcons last week. Now, make their way to LA to take on the Chargers. Chargers also coming off a loss. Guess what? Looking like who wants it bad, right? So, without further ado, I'm thinking, all right, this is going to be a good one. Jane Daniels is back. He has the knee brace on. He's working himself back into some rhythm. There's no scary Terry in this one. There's Debo Samuels. There's a few other supporting casts. There's no Naj in this one, and then they lose Hampton, the rookie running back. And then the line starts to go down. The leading rusher for the Chargers was Herbert with 60 yards on 4 carries. He was running. Keenan Allen had 58 yards receiving on 5 receptions. Debo Samuel had 8 receptions and a touchdown for 96. Bill J. McCroskey married 14 carries, 2 touchdowns, 111. Jane Daniels on the return back to the field, 15 to 26 for 1 touchdown, 231. Justin Hebert, 166, 22 or 29, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. It pained me to see the interception. It was like, whoa, champ, slow down, you're going. And the Commanders rally from 10 down with 27 straight points to beat the Chargers, 27 to 10. That's what I was telling you. We was going to get done with all the fuckery. But listen, this was a crazy first time hometown reunion for the young guy, Jaden Daniels, who, like I said, is returning back to the field from injury. So his play was shaky in the beginning, but they found a way to rally from behind and drop 27 unanswered and got what? Look at the box. It was 10-0, and after that, the Chargers didn't do anything. And they put BTF, belt to feet, on the Chargers in LA. 3-2, the Chargers are on their way back to the winner's circle. While the Commanders. I'm sorry. The Commanders are 3-2, back their way on the winner's circle, 1-2 in the division. While the Chargers, 3-2, still sit atop the division with the Broncos staring over their shoulder. Yeah, I know they got their head-to-head. They beat them, but you seen that game? That's what makes you think. You need to tighten it up, especially losing your running back, especially a nice, promising running back. And guess who got your other running back? Your division rival Broncos. Who thanks you? Brandon Perna said thank you, by the way, for J.K. Dobbins, who you probably could use right now, considering Najee Harris is gone, and now Hampton is out. You can't sustain with Justin Herbert being your running back champ. No, it's not going to work. So, the Chargers not only get embarrassed at home, but they give it up. That's another team that's got the upset. So these guys, I didn't expect them to lose. I thought they were going to have a comeback. I thought they would actually win, guys. I thought they would win. I literally thought the Chargers would get a win. Nope. Not a chance. Upset it, chance. Upset it. Upset it. Y'all probably wondering, well, why didn't he do his game yet? Why didn't he do his yet? Because I'm saving the best for last. is save the best for the last around these pots. You heard me. Guys, I'm just joking with y'all. I'm just joking. Don't be so serious. Anyway, I appreciate all y'all for joining us on the breakdown review. We get straight to it. I love y'all all. Love y'all all for letting me be y'all entertainment tonight on this Tuesday. This is the breakdown review. No, that. All right, now guys, let's see where we at. Okay, good. We have the Monday night special. I gotta call it the Monday night special. I gotta call this the Monday night. I gotta call it the Monday night special, folks. You know, if you were watching this game, you know this was the Monday night special. And the only reason why you know this was the Monday night special is because we thought the Chiefs was back. We thought the Chiefs were back. And when we seen Mahomes throw that 99-yard pick six to Devin Lloyd, to the other side of the field, I was like, oh boy, this is upset day. I said in the previous show, guys, I was like, it's upset. It's the new normal this time of the year. Get used to it, because guess what? Teams that you thought were going to be punishing something, they have not been living up to the hype. Look at we had the Colts blow out the Raiders. So yes, that's not the Bills beating the Patriots. That's not the Chiefs beating the Jaguars. Quite contrary, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars coming back down 14, beating the Chiefs. Trevor Lawrence, 18-25, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes, 318, 29-41, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 60 yards on 6 carries and a touchdown. Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence, 54 yards on 10 carries, 2 touchdowns, rushing in. So these two was just running in. They were like, well, look, I don't mind running it. I don't blame them, because you had decent running games, and when it came down to it, they both could throw the ball. They both could throw it. Now, he had the wildest finish in the game thus far. For Monday night, it was a fall down, get up, stumble back, get up, look around, panic, and then take off running like a chicken with his head cut off, and dive and get to the end zone. Touchdown. And that's what he did. Touchdown. He was in the end zone. He was in there gone. Touchdown. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, this man is he wasn't going to be denied that night. Now both of them did trade interceptions, but you can say that the Jags have made a statement in this game. Like, don't lie. Give them. I got to give them their props. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to give the Jags they honest to God props. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? When I look back at this game, I watched a Jaguar team that said we were hanging in there with the 49ers a week. They were in there last week with the 49ers and won by 5. They said, wait, they give the ball back to us with this time? Oh no, champ. We about to go down there and get it. Let's go. And Brian Thomas Jr., he made some clutch catches in that game. He was 4 receptions for 80 yards. Tyquan Thornton, you cannot leave this man. Somebody better be accountable for wherever he's at all times, because he gets open too many times and people be like, and then when you look, he's right there somewhere lurking by the goal line. Make it make sense to me. The Chiefs have weapons, and they're now getting their weapons back. They're now getting on this run, but they can be beat. Teams have now figured out a cheat. They figured out. And guess what? The Jacksonville Jaguars are 4-1. They're tied for first in their division, right behind the Colts. You wouldn't think we're talking about the Colts. No, the Colts, the Jaguars, um, the Commies, the Commanders, because guess what? Now the change in the guard is starting to happen. You see the teams that we all were all high on, all favoring, all glazing. They are now 2-3s, 4-1s, I mean, we're juggling teams now, guys. Hmm. Now you get to this. Now here we go. Y'all all want to know where we get into mines, and there we go, guys. We're on to the next one. We're on to the best one, right? This is what changed. We seen the upset from the Broncos. Then from the Broncos upset, we seen the Patriot upset. And here it is. Look. 23-20 in Highmark in Buffalo. When this game started, immediately I knew right then and there it was a Patriots win. No, not just because I'm a fan. Immediately from the way the tone was set, immediately the way Allen and the Bills came out, I was like, nah, we got this. I knew that we had the momentum. It was our turn. You gotta kind of follow me because the Broncos, they didn't believe. See, when you look at teams that get behind early or teams that know that they don't have a chance of going in to win, and they go in there and they get the W, and you like, wow, they weren't even favored or they had a chance to win. This is that game. We went in there and found a way to win, and we did not do anything other than execute the game plan and use what we had. They was worrying about it. We had the best cheat code ever. Guess what? Guess what? We had the best one. And he keeps getting better every week. Look at his stats every week. Half a sack on Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs, 10 receptions for 146. Josh Allen had his safety net, Don Kincaid. He can't stop that guy. Josh Allen, he can get out the pocket and he can run 53 rushing yards. Travion Henderson, thank you. Prayers up right now for Antonio Gibson. He has suffered a season-ending injury. I'm going to have the Patriot Blitz up tomorrow. We will dive in depth into that. Trust me, I'm going to get all of the news for that. We'll have everything. Drake May, my quarterback, 22 of 30, 273. Josh Allen, 22 of 31, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Thank you, Marcus Jones. Marcus Jones with the takeaway. That's right, Drake May, right here. Look, Drake May, right here, being drugged down. Incredible pass while being dragged down. Gets it out to who other than Stephon Diggs. First down. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It is right here, folks.
Pressure right at him. He gets down.
First
From
down.
the 40-yard line. Drake May, what a
First
play.
down.
Wow.
That's that. First down is Stephon Diggs. Look at him being drugged
May
down.
got away just before the knee came down.
Yeah.
Patriots have it first down at the 40-yard.
And that is look. I'm gonna let my look. We can get the glaze in. I'm gonna give y'all the early glaze. And I wouldn't even tease y'all with the Patriots on the Patriots.
Experience that comes with a personal
with the,
concierge who meets you at the
with the
curb
because you know they was on
drop-off.
power rankings last
Fly any
week.
class,
You wouldn't believe
try
what he
first
moved up
class.
this week.
Welcome to Avis
And our
First.
power rankings are a little different from a lot of people's.
My man, Drake May is going to be the MVP
Trucking.
conversation by the end of this month.
All right.
Again, put up the Patriots schedule. They're going to win all. They're going to win.
Assuming they're just
they're gonna win.
now they're just going to be a consistent veteran team that just plays the same way year in, week in and week
Their
out.
next 3 games, the teams have 3 wins. So they win all of those. Suddenly it's like, well, Drake May. Here we go.
I got it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying by the end of this month, people are going to be like, what, Drake May outside MVP?
Well, I saw a higher register
Our
MVP.
bye week is not to the 14th.
MVP conversation.
Baker.
We're gonna play the Jets to 11.
Dak is in that conversation.
We can get
And so we'll start
New
throwing
Orleans.
Drake
We
May in
gonna
that
beat
conversation.
them. We can get the Tennessee game.
Patriots are going to be 6-2. Yeah, he's going to be in that
Overreaction.
conversation.
I love the kid. I've been talking him up, but talking about this kid and this team for the last 2-3 weeks.
Guys need to get on board.
Okay. I'm not going to give any fuel to your mass hole fire over there.
Avis First is the world's first rental car experience that comes with a personal concierge who meets you at the curb for pickup and drop-off.
Oh, guys,
Fly
let's
any
drink the
class,
Kool-Aid.
drive
Just drink the
first class.
Kool-Aid. Just
Welcome to
drink
Avis
it.
First.
The Patriots are back. The evil empire is back.
The
folks.
most impressive thing wasn't Drake May to me.
Evil empire
It was
is
Mike
back.
Vrabel. This
Embrace
football
it.
team, look at the difference he's already had on this football
They're
team.
back.
I mean, it's night and day. Night and day. They actually play defense now. All right? They got rookies all over the damn place. The whole left side of the line's rookies. You got to be killing them. Well, not so much. All right? I'm telling you, the difference, it's him. It's him. And now you see it. I hate it. God, dog, I hate it. I want to see the Patriots down.
Oh, so if they have the coach that you're saying,
Yeah.
and they have the quarterback,
And I
that you're
have to
saying,
accept that.
and you have the head coach and quarterback together,
And you go
and
down
you go
to
into
the players.
Buffalo,
So,
and you beat the best team and the best team in the conference and keep the 1972 Miami Dolphins standing alone as an unbeaten team with no more unbeatens in the NFL. You make an announcement that you are there to make a playoff run, to challenge the Buffalo Bills, not just now, but this season and for seasons to come. That's what last night was. The Patriots, I don't know if they're fully back, but they're going to be competitive and they're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm making a statement, one guys.
If you had $1 for everything you had to worry about while traveling, you'd never have to pay for airfare again.
Listen.
Fortunately, your rental car is no longer something you have to think about.
Just to be talking
Avis
trash.
First
I'm
is the
talking
world's
some
first rental
trash
car
that makes
experience
sense.
that comes with
We're
a personal
back.
concierge who meets you at the
And I'm
curb
just
for pickup
being
and
happy
drop
about
off.
it. Okay, the
Fly any
Patriots are back,
class,
folks.
drive first class.
It's a
Welcome to
statement
Avis
win.
First.
It's a statement win. Hold on, let me stop this. Let me stop this foolishness. Hold on, let's stop this. Oh gosh.
My man, Drake May is going to be the MVP conversation by the end of this month.
All right. And
again, put up the Patriots schedule. They're going to win all. They're going to win.
Assuming they're just
win.
Now they're just going to be a consistent veteran team that just plays the same way week in and week out.
Their next 3 games, the teams have 3 wins. So they win all of those. Suddenly it's like, well, Drake May. Here we go.
I got it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying by the end of this month, people are going to be like, what, Drake May outside MVP?
Well, I saw a higher register MVP.
MVP conversation.
Baker, Goff,
Dak.
Dak is in that conversation. And so we'll start throwing Drake May into that conversation.
The Patriots are going to be 6-2. Yeah, he's going to be in that conversation.
I can't.
Drake May.
I mean, I love the kid. I've been talking.
Look, guys, let's just keep it real, okay? Let's keep it all the way real. The Patriots did their thing. Nobody believed that they would go into Buffalo and get a W. You didn't think they were going in there. Nobody thought this. We were all sitting around like, oh, yeah, the big brother. I was every AFC roundtable event, every person that said something, we kept receipts and we reminded them, but they don't want to talk about it. We're going to let them breathe. But don't come for us if you're not ready for what we're bringing to the table. Because my team last year only won 4 games. Meanwhile, teams like this are good every year, but they only reach a certain ceiling. Like, follow me, they only get right there and there. And then you have where you pay these people all this money and they don't produce nothing. I've seen my team get to 6 rings. 6 rings. They haven't won nothing. But, oh, y'all, congratulations. Y'all won. Y'all beat us. If you pay attention, we've beaten y'all entire career. But for the last few years, Buffalo has been that team. However, now, what are you? Because this year, you've not looked like it. You struggled with the Saints. You got the win, though. You beat the Jets. You played the Miami Dolphins. The Ravens, you fought to get back in that game. And now, finally, the New England Patriots take that trip up there and close the chapter on that stadium because that's the last Sunday night football game you're going to have in there. And not to even be like that because I have to have my fun. It's 23-20. The New England Patriots upset the last unbeaten team. Upset the last unbeaten team, the Buffalo Bills. The 3-2, 2-0 New England Patriots beat the 4-1, 3-1 Buffalo Bills. And yes, they are in the power rankings this week. Any real suspect, any real. So even though it wasn't pretty, and it was not pretty, we lost Gibson on the injury. There was a fumble, but immediately it was, we turned that around. Ramadre got in the end zone, some touchdowns. Drake May got out of trouble. Stephon Diggs led with straight fire. He was emotionally charged that night, and he brought the charge. Drake was able to find holes and plug them. That's what you want to see. We got the dub in prime time on Sunday Night Football, y'all. The Patriots beat the Bills. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't. We got the dub, y'all. We are not playing with them. The Patriots got the dub. We brought that heat. Hold on, wait. I gotta do this, baby. Yeah, so know that my the computer ain't all right now, but that's okay. It's the Patriots, baby. They get the W. So not only does it go right in there, we got upsets, comebacks, fights, changing of the landscape. The guard has been changed. Not saying that you can crown us the divisional. But what I'm saying is, Bengals, the 49ers still. You can look at those teams and be like, now you can look and say the Colts, Indianapolis, they're doing good. The Broncos, they didn't turn around. The Patriots, they didn't turn around. Hell, the Panthers, if they can get another one, then the Buccaneers, they good. We had some hope. We got to watch the Chargers. The Chargers are one of those teams we got to keep an eye on because I don't know if they are a team that we can honestly trust in a longevity. Because, so like I said, Broncos, Colts, Patriots, Commanders, Bills. Well, not the Bills, the Buccaneers. Those teams come out of nowhere and they are making statements. They're making statements now. They're here. They're saying, hey, y'all forgot about us. We're here. They're upsetting people. And that's what this week right here, week 5 of the NFL, folks, the breakdown review, we broke down nothing but upsets, comebacks, 14 points, 17 points, 10 points. Some people took the lead, never looked back. Some people had the game and then looked up and was like, what? That's how it happened for the Miami Dolphins. And then now look at this. Bills are on upset alert. Chiefs are on upset alert. And all this happens in prime time. So you could see your favorite team in prime time get upset. No script writer wrote this up that good. No script writer wrote this up that good. Pay attention. All right. That is it. So, pretty much. All right. We're going to take our next pause for the cause. All right. Next pause for the cause, y'all. Oh, all right. P for the D, get the water. And we'll be back. We'll be back for our final outro. Stay tuned, stay clutch. Give me 1 second. As I'm in rainbow limbo mode. Look, we stuck somewhere. We're stuck. We're stuck. Don't even hear me. We're stuck. Oh, God. Do it. Unfrizz. No, it didn't unfrizz. I'm getting a little pissed off on my computer now. Back, I'm gonna play. Okay. But I'm frozen. Right now, I'm actually stuck. We have a stream because I still gotta get y'all of there we go. Mic's on. Testing. All right, folks. We had a little technical difficulties, as you could tell. As you could tell. As you can tell. We had some technical difficulties in here. So, yeah, we're back, but the technical. So we're back. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get the video in here now because it's part of the review process. While that's going on, let me get my libation and motivation ready because I'm about to bring it to you. All right.
That was a big statement that they made there going to Buffalo. If you could win in Buffalo on a Sunday night, then where can't this team win? And again, the Patriots still have some growth. They'll get better, but Drake May looked the part. He made a couple of plays that not a lot of quarterbacks can make.
Welcome back
Vrabel
to
has
the
helped turn around the culture.
Breakdown.
There's
NFL
still things that
Blitz
they have to do and will
weekly
do better, but
review.
that was a big-time statement. Like Drake May on the national stage, they hadn't played in prime time, hadn't been in that spot, and it got down late in the game, and Drake May was making plays to Stephon Diggs, like you mentioned, over 100 for the second straight game, got a game ball after the game, big victory for the Patriots, and that was a statement that they're in the hunt for a playoff spot this year. That throw right there, like he's got a guy draped on him, he's got another guy coming at him straight ahead, and he still manages to not only get rid of the ball, but get rid of the ball on target for a 12-yard. That was an incredible play by Drake May.
Yeah, it certainly was. And Amazon's coming everywhere. We know that. We heard that last night.
All over the place.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yes, sir. That is a statement win, but yeah. And that face right there says it all. Hold on, let me get this. So, all right, my headphones should be charged up. Well, this one's about to die. This one's charged up. Ain't that crazy? All right. All right, there we go. Get back live, man. All right, the Rushmore. That's what it is. All right, we about to hit the Rushmore episode right now. Breaking. But we're not doing the Brady and Manning. We have a new Rushmore episode up. Oh, we have a new one, okay? Here we go. Rushmore next. All right, it's Al Michaels and Bob Costas. So this will be the episode that I'm about to give y'all. This is the episode we're going to get later, okay? So we're going to reset the live so we can get our Rushmore. All right. I want to make sure I got this set for itself. I want this going with this. This is different. This is going to, trust me, y'all going to like this. This is going to give us some good content All right. This has been a good Tuesday show. Y'all got a good breakdown, a good review. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Stay tuned, stay clutch. You know what it is, bro. We about to come back with the Rushmore, Al Michaels. It is Al Michaels and what's his name, bro? Trust me. It's a good game. Al Michaels and I forget his name, bro. These two goats. But this right here, yeah, Bob Costas. Bob Costas he gonna crucify me. Bob gonna be like, you don't know mine, you don't know me. I'm gonna be like, Bob, I'm so sorry, Bob. I'm so sorry. But guys, we got a good episode coming. So I'm about to get y'all laced with the sports content here, man, because this is Rumble Sports over here, man. CSM365 the breakdown, y'all. Stay tuned, stay clutch, baby, because we about to bring it. I mean, they do not want to let me get my own. Bro, they do not want to let me have my soundboard tonight. So, okay, we about to sit that thing back somewhere. All right, so see you on this. We about to end this one and come right back, guys. Stay tuned, stay clutch. Let's go.